When people think of muscle cars, the roaring engines and the classic American models often come to mind. But across the Pacific, Australia has its own proud muscle car history, one that stunned even the most dedicated American car enthusiasts. In the late 1960s, as muscle car culture took off worldwide, Australian automakers like Ford and Holden began crafting high-powered machines specifically for their local market. Unlike anything produced in the States, these Aussie muscle cars packed some serious power, bold styling, and racing pedigree that turned heads not only at home but across the globe. Let's take a look at some of the rarest Aussie muscle cars. Number 7. 1972 Chrysler Valiant Charger E49 RT. The 1972 Chrysler Valiant Charger E49 RT, often called the Big Tank, was celebrated as one of the best Chargers Chrysler Australia ever made. With a 4.3-liter straight-six engine that delivered 302 horsepower, this muscle car was both powerful and fast. Chrysler produced the E49 in road and track models for only 9 months, likely due to its specific track-oriented design. On the performance side, the E49 demonstrated impressive acceleration, covering the quarter mile in 14.4 seconds and reaching 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.1 seconds. Its exterior design included a distinctive blacked-out grille, vertical stripes on the guards marked with the number 4, and quartz halogen headlights, adding to its aggressive look. Chrysler put the E49 through extensive testing, refining it to deliver peak performance. These efforts showed during the Bathurst Enduro, where the E49 became known for its speed. Though it did not win the event, the E49 speed and overall performance placed it among the fastest cars to participate in this grueling endurance race. Before we dive into the next Australian muscle car, could you do us a quick favor? If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel. Over 98% of you watch without subscribing. Imagine the impact if everyone did. It's free, and it means a lot to us. Thanks a bunch. Number 6. 1968 Holden Monaro GTS 327. The 1968 Holden Monaro GTS 327 was a two-door coupe with rear-wheel drive, introduced as Holden's first true muscle car. It also made history as the first Holden model to win at Bathurst. This model stood out with a Chevy 327 V8 engine, a 5.4-liter, naturally aspirated powerhouse capable of producing 250 horsepower at 4,800 revolutions per minute. To handle that level of power, Holden equipped the Monaro with a Saginaw 4-speed manual gearbox and a limited slip differential. This combination allowed the car to compete a quarter mile in 16.2 seconds and reach a top speed of 200 kilometers per hour. The Monaro GTS 327 also had the distinctive GTS cosmetic package, featuring unique offset stripes on its exterior and a sporty interior, including a tachometer mounted on the console. These enhancements helped the Monaro GTS 327 make a statement as a high-performance car with style. Though exact production numbers from 1968 to 1971 remain unclear, estimates suggest that fewer than 1,200 units of this model were ever produced. Number 5. 1976 Leyland Force 7V. The 1976 Leyland Force 7V was developed by the Australian subsidiary of British Leyland as a coupe version within the P76 model lineup. British Leyland aimed for the Force 7V to compete with Ford and Holden's offerings, following a strong reception from the market. It featured a 4.4-liter naturally aspirated V8 engine that produced 192 horsepower paired with a 4-speed manual transmission. This setup allowed the coupe to complete a quarter-mile run in 16.9 seconds, making it quick enough to hold its own against rivals. In terms of performance, the Force 7V was not only fast, but also had impressive handling capabilities, which helped it earn the title of 1974 Wheels Car of the Year. However, British Leyland was dealing with ongoing quality control issues with the P76 series. These issues were becoming costly and problematic for the brand. As a result, the company made the difficult decision to halt production on the Force 7V, shelving the promising coupe despite its positive performance and awards. Although the Force 7V was highly regarded for its speed, power, and handling, it became one of the many ambitious vehicles that never fully entered the market due to production challenges faced by its manufacturer. Number 4. 1978 Ford Falcon Cobra. In 1978, Ford introduced a new body style for the Falcon, marking a fresh direction for the model. When production of the previous Falcon ended, Ford found itself with hundreds of unused body shells, which they decided to convert into the Falcon Cobra. They marketed this reimagined vehicle as a limited edition performance model, even though the original Falcon sales had been poor. The Falcon Cobra came with two engine options, a 5.0-liter V8 engine producing 204 horsepower and a 5.8-liter V8 engine that generated 217 horsepower. Paired with a 4-speed manual transmission, the Cobra could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 8.3 seconds, and it could compete a quarter mile in 16.2 seconds. Ford also developed special units called Bathurst Specials with race-ready modifications to meet Group C racing standards, similar to what Holden had done. These models included features such as bonnet air scoops, unique front spoilers, and racing seats. This limited edition Falcon Cobra became known for its striking look and enhanced performance. Number 3. 1972 Holden Torana LC GTR XU1. The 1972 Holden Torana LC GTR XU1 was introduced as a smaller, affordable performance car to rival the Falcon GT. Holden first launched the GTR model as part of its 6-cylinder Torana range. Harry Firth, the head of Holden's racing team, saw strong potential in this car as a competitive racer. A special racing version was developed, named the XU1, featuring a 3.0-liter 186 engine that delivered 160 horsepower. To enhance stability and set it apart from single carburetor models, Holden added a front air dam and a rear ducktail-style spoiler. After an initial loss at the Bathurst race, Holden made significant upgrades, increasing the engine capacity to 3.3 liters. This new engine produced 189 horsepower, an increase of 29 horsepower. Other improvements included faster steering ratios and better seating inside the cabin. With these updates, driver Peter Brock managed to beat Ford's Phase 3 GT-HO Falcons and claimed a historic victory at the Bathurst 500. These enhanced models were later known as the Bathurst Specials. Production of the XU1 ran until 1973, with about 3,300 units made over 3 years, half of them being LC versions. Number 2. 1967 Ford Falcon GT. The 1967 Ford Falcon GT was Australia's first muscle car, introduced as a high-speed road vehicle. Initially planned as a 2-door, Ford decided instead to create a 4-door model, basing it on the XR Falcon, a car developed in the mid-1960s for law enforcement. The Falcon GT stood out as the first Australian car to offer both performance and a complete body kit. Ford designed it with a blacked-out grille, highlighted by GT badges adding to its bold look. Distinctive black GT stripes ran down each side and across the trunk lid, giving it a sleek, sporty appearance. Under the hood, the Falcon GT was powered by a Mustang 289 V8 engine, delivering 225 horsepower with a top speed of 121 miles per hour. The interior was relatively simple, typical of muscle cars from the late 60s, but included notable details like a wood-rim steering wheel and extra gauges for a more performance-focused feel. Production of the Falcon GT continued until 1976, marking nearly a decade of influence in the Australian car scene before it was discontinued. At number 1, the 1969 Ford XW Falcon GT-HO. The 1969 Ford XW Falcon GT-HO, launched in June, marked the true beginning of the muscle car era with the bold Subaru. It introduced the powerful 4-barrel 351 cubic inch engine paired with aggressive styling that caught everyone's attention. As Australia's first muscle car to include features like standard locking pins, racing mirrors, anti-glare bonnet rally panels, a styled fuel cap, separate dual exhaust, sports wheels, wide radial tires, a large fuel tank for long trips, and ventilated front disc brakes, it stood out as a pioneer. In August of 1969, the high-output GTHO joined the lineup as a homologation special built to compete in Australia's prestigious Bathurst 500 race. This model saw a dramatic power boost, improved braking and handling, making it a favorite for racing fans and creating heroes like Alan Moffat. Although the GTHO did not win at Bathurst that year, this only fueled Ford's determination to dominate future races. Almost 5 decades later, the 1969 GTHO, often called the Phase 1 or Windsor GTHO, remains a respected classic. Ford produced 260 units, each with an output of 300 brake horsepower, a top speed of 130 miles per hour, and a 0 to 100 kilometers per hour time of 6.7 seconds. And there you have it, Australia's rarest muscle cars that left America in awe. Which one of these legendary beasts impressed you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thrilling stories from the world of muscle cars.